What's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Jimmy will be on a little shortly, but let me give homage to our starting five today. Now, starting five is what I affectionately call the people who sign on to the Facebook feed or the YouTube feed. And it's an aggregated system where it brings both of them in, and they show me who lined up first. So, and that's how I come by. It's an algorithm, so it has nothing to do with me. It's just who I see pop up on the screen, because I got both. I got the unique advantage of seeing both feeds at the same time. And the starting five today is Daryl Barnes, Rod Wells, Kim Jackson, Rick Wilmore, Chris Charles. And the sixth man of the day is Todd Holmes. So those are the people that came. And let me show you something. They from different feeds. So Daryl Barnes is from YouTube. Rod Wells is on Facebook. Kim Jackson is on YouTube. Rick Wilmore is on Facebook, and Chris Charles is on Facebook. So it's a different being. I got Tiffany. I see Tiffany. I see Daryl Anderson, Derek Johnson, all the way from Germany. Is in the building. Jeremy Davis, Rick Brown. I just see. I'm shouting Brandon Nickerson. I'm just going down the line. Who is that? Tyandra Holmes is in the building. Corey Willis, Jamie Bolden. What's up, Jamie? How you doing, my young fella? I used to coach him, y'all. It's funny. I used to coach Jamie in Little League football. Wow, Jamie, don't tell them our secrets. Don't tell them why we were so great long time ago. Michael Smith from Concierge Scheduling is in the building. One of our supporters, great supporters of the Chop Shop. We got it's a great Tuesday, man. And I in my notes, Jimmy will be on shortly, but I always have a little monologue or a soliloquy to start the day off. And I got a couple of things, and a couple of things make me happy. And let me tell you something, a couple of things that I can't wait to some more of my women get on. Y'all do me a favor, and I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna. Too many men on here. I want some women on here too, some extra women on here too, because it's a situation happened that I wanna share with y'all, and I just want to see how the Boom Boom Room think about it. What's up, Wesley Yates and Marcus Ketching? Hey man, so okay, first of all, let me tell you something. I'm just watching stuff. How we can be culturally conditioned to stuff. I was watching and they wouldn't allow me. I was going to put the video up, but they erased the video. But in the Macy's Thanksgiving parade, they had Jimmy came on quick. He didn't want me to be on long today, y'all. Hold on. So in the Macy's parade, let me put Jimmy. Let me sign you. I thought I'd sign you, Jim. In the Macy's parade, they had I think the Zetas. They were there he is. They were stepping, okay, at the Macy's day parade, and the commentators are so out of touch. They call them dancers, like they the Rockettes or something like that. But it was a step show. But I guess the precision of these girls, that's the Zetas, I think, y'all, with the blue and white. I'm not a member of the Divine Nine, so pardon me. And let me tell you something. A shout out to the Divine Nine. And I just want to, I didn't know how powerful y'all was when I was coming up as a youngster, but I know now. I know the role that y'all played in this election. And the Divine Nine is I guess a group of 9 Greek organizations that comprise of the Kappas, the AKAs, and all of them. And a shout out to y'all. I know, and Jimmy, you be in meetings. I was watching a show this morning how you can be in meetings and corporate meetings, and some people just don't have an idea, and I understand them because guess what? I didn't know until later on in my life. I didn't know because my sister was a Delta, but I didn't. I had never deep down inside of what she was doing as a Delta. So, but the Kappas is in the building. I shout out to y'all, and what I found out, Jimmy and everybody, we just got to build a little bit more awareness of who those people are, and who if I don't know it, I can't expect Jeff Bezos to know who they are. I can't expect the white commentators on the Macy's Day Parade to know who they are. It's just a unique thing that we got to bring people awareness to it. That's why diversity is so important in your company, because you bring different cultures and different people. Just don't it just so it's so just so unique that that's the importance of diversity, being around other people and seeing how other people live. So I just shout out to y'all. I had to, and so I think we got enough. Tiffany, I think we got enough people on here. I saw something, and I just got to share it with the Chop Shop. It got nothing to do with sports, but it's got to do with black businesses. Okay, and guess what? This is a black business. You have a black business. A lot of people on this feed have black businesses. And do me a favor today, because we didn't do it on Cyber Monday. Post your site, post your black business online so we can support it. People got money to spend for the holidays. I'd rather spend it with y'all. So post it on the Facebook feed today. Post your business so I can support you on Cyber Tuesday. I'm just gonna make us a Cyber Tuesday. So I just wanted to throw that out to you. But I saw something. A restaurant owner called True Kitchen in Dallas. I've never been to it. Jimmy, you heard about True Kitchen yet? Have you heard it yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been by there.
I never heard of it, but I know about it now.
They were closed when I got there to go in. Not this trip, but the last trip. And I was actually scheduled to go there this past Saturday night, but the fight after we left, and we already knew when plan was when we leave at American Airlines Arena, we gonna catch the fight somewhere. We went to one spot, didn't have it, but luckily a place right across the street had it, and we caught the fight just out of support, but didn't make it to True Kitchen. And now I'm glad I did not go on this past weekend.
So you got that. Okay, before you go there, because it's difference of opinions. It's a difference of opinions. So let me play the video. So I love to hear from you. Y'all gotta realize Jimmy gonna think one way and I'm probably gonna think another way, but I love to hear what y'all think. And I'm gonna play. Let me find the video. This is the owner of the restaurant. This is how he addressed some of the patrons. So check this out.
I invested a lot of money into buying this building, into developing this concept, so black people can have somewhere nice to go to, okay? Somewhere where we can feel good about ourselves as a... Come on! Stop the music, please! Somewhere where our people can feel good about ourselves as a culture, okay? Yeah. No, real talk. And so all this twerking and shit, take it to Prime, take it to Pink, don't bring it here because we're a restaurant. And so beyond that, 75% of my customers are ladies. And I want men to show respect for themselves for how they carry themselves here. So how can I tell the men to respect themselves and you guys are twerking on glass here? If you want to do it, get the fuck out my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture. So don't do it now. Don't do it again. I don't want to hear it. If you don't like it, get out because I don't need your money. I need to provide something for my people. And don't do it again. Thank you.
Oh, that was hard, Jimmy. I didn't like the curse words, because I get the F out my restaurant. I don't like that because I see my thing. I understand his concept. I understand it. Evidently, you can do it at Prime. Evidently, you can do it at Pink's. Whatever those two restaurants. Those kids are. Y'all got to realize. I was in New York. My daughter and my son. We visit. They said, "Dad, we're gonna take you to brunch." I went to brunch on a Sunday, and Jimmy, listen to me. Maybe I'm not stuffy. I had a great time. But these kids, they was playing music, and I got the videos. I'm gonna bring them to y'all one day. I'm gonna show them to y'all one day. They in there getting it in. But I enjoyed the atmosphere. It was in Brooklyn, right down the street from Barclays Center, and I really thoroughly enjoyed myself, Jimmy. At the it's called the Woodlands. If you ever go again, it's called the Woodlands. And but then I found out it wasn't black owned. So I said, oh, okay, I don't know. So, but this particular guy, and I mean, I don't know. I know some people agree with him. And he asked them twice before to stop. He asked them before. See, that's why we have to know. I didn't look at all into it, and I should have, but I just know I wouldn't have talked to them ladies like that. Okay, because I don't want nobody talking to my daughter like that. So, and my girl like that. I wouldn't want nobody talking to them like that. So I would, especially if I'm the owner, me personally, I would have went over there and said, come here, baby. I'd have went over there with a bottle. You know, I went over there with some drinks. Said, look here, y'all. Look here. I'm going to keep this between us over here. Hey, I'm going to give y'all some drinks right here. Here you some mimosas or whatever you have. We can't do that in my spot. Okay? We can't do that. I got this spot because I wanted to be classy. I make the gentleman going to respect you, and I want y'all to respect the gentleman. So let's not do that in this place, okay? That's maybe how I would have pronounced it. But I'm not mad at the dude. And let me tell you something. I would, Jimmy, right now, I would patronize him. I would, when I go to Dallas, I'm going to go to True Kitchen. I want to meet him. Me, I'm the kind of guy, I want to meet the guy because I want to know. I mean, it had to be more than that. So that I would have disrespect thing. They were disrespectful, but you can't be disrespectful right on top of it. Two wrongs don't make no right. And my dad always told me a long time ago, Robert, it's a right way to do wrong. You know, I didn't understand that then. But so Jimmy, that's just how I felt about it. And I understand you. If you say you ain't going no more, but guess what? He gonna get my money. If the food's not good, then me and him gonna have a problem. But if that food's good, I am gonna allow him. Because guess what? I've seen some people go to Steak 48 in these places and get treated a lot worse than that. But they got their happy ass back in line trying to be back up in Steak 48. So I am going to support him. I can't wait to go to Dallas. Matter of fact, I'm going to invent a trip to go to Dallas and go and support him, Jimmy. So I mean, but I respect your opinion, Jimmy. But me, I'm gonna go sing.
Well, here's the thing: the speech was all entwined in one. For starters, he's wrong, and he probably has acknowledged and noticed that he's wrong for his delivery. And sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. That's the wrong. The females or the patrons, that part is not on the video, so that's only speculatory right now and hearsay. We just talking about what's on the video.
Wait a minute, what'd you say? The female? What'd you say? What is speculatory? I don't.
That alleged that the persons was dancing on tables or dancing beforehand. We didn't see that on the video, but that's been alleged. So I'm saying I'm speaking on what's on the video. Because what happens
is... So you feel he just came on that and did that with nothing happened. So you...
No, here's where we go at. Everything that we're about to say right now, for the next 5 to 10 minutes, here's what I invite everybody to do. As we're talking, think of this as one of those, understand, in a scenario, whereas there's a police situation, and we see a clip of the video that's been released by somebody, and then there's more to it, and then the police say, no, there's more to it. We got to wait till we see everything. But I'm just going to speak once again on the video only. His delivery and the way that he said what he said, the injection of the profanity directly to them, that he knows that's wrong. As the business owner, remember, the consumer is always right. Here's number two. There's a reason why you have security hired to pay to keep to work at those and those types of establishments and restaurants. There's a reason.
Security is not in every restaurant, Jimmy.
No, but there's a reason. What I just said. Why you hire security and why you have security in certain settings. And I'm quite sure that there was a security person at work on that during that Sunday at brunch. So now, number three, you could tell in his voice that his stress level, his fuse had been lit. And if you're in management, you can address and be able to calm any situation or diffuse any situation with the aggression in your voice. So that's understand.
Jimmy, management and ownership are two different things. But I'm gonna let you continue.
I understand. That's why ownership will always stand back and let the people that they pay.
Not this particular owner. Not this particular owner.
This same guy. I've met him a couple of times in Houston at the Taste Bar downtown. And remember, I was go there and get the pecan pralines and the chicken and pecan praline waffles, the lamb chops. Been there several times. I have no problem with him, but at the same time, that in that situation, you created what they would call.
Did you hear what I said in the beginning? I said if it was me, I would have did it different. Did you hear that part? Because you might have didn't hear that.
But we're not talking about.
But did you hear that part? Did you hear what I said?
I'm not talking about what you said.
Okay.
I'm talking about what I said. Okay. I'm saying what I saw on the video. That's
but you started talking about the guy you met. So what? Okay. Oh, you mentioned you met him up. Why did you mention you met him up here? What, he was belligerent when you met him up here?
No. So there wasn't a situation. It wasn't a similar situation that presented itself as it did then. I'm just saying that as far as when you are, put it like this.
No. You're mixing that.
Basketball event. If I'm doing a basketball event and your patrons and the consumers pay their money to come in the basketball event. And let's say there's a group of people that don't have a mask on. And my criteria right now, we have signs up at the front door, mask on. And let's say I go and I have one of my gym operators or somebody go and ask the people, put your mask on. And let's say no, they say, hell no, we ain't putting, or they don't even say nothing, just ignore them. Well, after a period of time, I'm looking now, and the principal of the school saying, you got people there with no mask on. So now I'm frustrated now. I'm going over there, and I'm giving a speech. And during my speech, I make the game stop playing and get on their ass and say, hey, yo, you can get the hell up, get the F up out of here. I don't need your money. I don't want your money. Guess what? Get out. If you're gonna act like this and just understand that this is what I'm saying. This is what I hire my security to do.
But he didn't do, he not like you.
In all, man, listen, if you go into the Fertitta Center, Tillman Fertitta is not going to come down and tell you that he's going to go and he's going to send a text message or he's going to call his people that are in place. They're going to go and they're the enforcement arm of the operation.
Well, maybe he's just a different guy.
Every owner don't do the whack job all the time. You got to get your muscle to do the whack job.
And I understand that, but to each his own. And like I was saying, it's a right way to do wrong. And I didn't like the way he did it, but hey, that's his place, and he got to suffer with it. So who am I to sit up here and tell him what to do in his house? That's the worst thing in the world. I can tell another guy what to do in his house. I just said if it were me, I would have. Because if they were disrespectful, he was disrespectful with his tone. I said that in the beginning. So I'm just I am not going to sit up here and tell this man how to run his business. You don't get in the way of no man in his business. So I'm just saying I will go and patronize this guy, and I want to meet him. And that's all. And I understand, because I just learned things about being in ownership. In ownership, you can really do what the hell you want to do. Now there's consequences when you do what the hell you want to do. But when you own something, you do what you want to do with it. And for some reason, this guy, and I was thought you was gonna, well, I met him at the taste bar. I thought you was gonna give us some insight on why he did it, because you met him at the taste bar. But I mean,
meeting him doesn't have nothing to do with his reaction right then. It's like saying there's people all the time. Once a person blow their fuse, then they're blowing their fuse. So in this situation,
Jim, I think he could have been worse. He could have been worse.
Understand something. Had any of those females, if their boyfriends or their companions had been there with the male, not many men is going to let another man speak at their woman like that if they're present. That's, you damn right, it could have got worse. That's why, as in an ownership situation, you don't put yourself in that position. If anything, it's 100,000 ways to handle that, and because that was a very, very risky situation that he put himself in. Ownership's not supposed to do that. He knows that by now. I'm sure he's woke up now. The good thing about it, good and bad, he's probably gotten over $1 million worth of advertising nationwide.
Oh, he got my money.
Because of I'm talking about advertising dollars, meaning that indirectly people have been talking about the name of that bar. So now this is a perfect opportunity, being the holidays, on the solution front, is to find a way to take these lemons and make lemonade from it. Meaning that find a way to give some type of give back drive or do something in the community. Even though that place is located downtown, it's not necessarily in no hood, but do something for have a ladies' day or a ladies' brunch or a ladies' hour. Do something. Then that way the ladies come in there, they drink free mimosas or something like that. And then somehow you have to make a PR move to move the needle back to the green instead of in the red. That's all. You got problems and solutions. And the good thing about it wasn't like he went and he balled his fist up. It's verbiage. He blew his fuse. That's an easy apology. That's a misdemeanor apology that you can make to the patrons, which I think he's already went on social media and issued a reaction, response to a lot of the criticism and somewhat of an apology as well. I don't know when you guys may be able to find it or look it up. Well, so it's one of those things you learn from.
And guess what? With all that said, somebody I was just thinking about it. I bet you ain't nobody else gonna come in there trying to twerk. So I saw those people in there a lot too close together for me. So I mean, just the video I saw, the people were a little too close together for me.
So that's gonna come with it. See, that part is going to come with it. You know why? What you just said. Because with the heat comes attention.
But guess what?
With the attention is going to be somebody from the city Department of Health is going to be eyeballing that place now to making sure they're in full compliance, because that crowd on that particular morning was not in compliance with COVID or with the pandemic in respect to the pandemic. Not at all.
Okay, somebody say he done came on. Y'all got time to read. He done came on TMZ and apologize. I don't care if they were all in one party, Walter Yates. If that's one table. There's several different tables. You saw how close everything was together. I looked at 2 or 3. It's about 4 or 5 different videos, because every girl in there had their video out. One girl had a video on herself, showing herself. You can hear the dude, but she wasn't gonna get it off. She was selfing it the whole 51 seconds. She had it on herself eating. So it's a lot, and she was close to her friends. So I mean, I think it's not nothing. That video, especially if he apologized, it's not nothing that would make me say I won't go and patronize this place, because it's other places that has treated people a lot worse than that and didn't get it, and we still going back up in there buying everything they got. So I'm a supporter. I'm a supporter. That's what I'm gonna end with. I mean, y'all. I'm a supporter.
It's time for a quick break, and we come on back and talk some. and talk some sports with you guys, man. Crank this thing up. Don't forget on this Tuesday. Make sure you share the show right now. It's the perfect time to share this show. Give us a thumbs up if you're on the YouTube feed right now. Thumbs up. I just did it myself. And if you're on Facebook, share the show to your groups, to your friends, to your timelines. While you're doing that, we'll go to a quick break, pay some bills, come right back, and get this thing crunk on this Tuesday. Chop shop.
Oh shit! Hit the wrong button. I'm sorry. Jimmy, I had more. My bad. Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Jimmy, it's a lot of stuff going on today, but I just want to share this one thing with y'all. I saw today. The day is December the 1st, right? But I just want to remember Rosa Parks. It was in December the 1st, 1955. She was arrested for refusing to stand up, Jimmy. And you know, it's been a lot of speculations because I heard first time ever I heard an interview from her. And, you know, they said she was sitting in the white only section and got set up. But she said that was correct. She was refusing to stand up. All the white seats had been occupied in the front already. And she said she sat right, you know, the next row from the white only seats. Where many people have written that she got in the white only seat. She said she did not. But she took a seat just back from them, y'all, where the white people were sitting. And she said she was undisturbed until the third stop. On the third stop, some white people boarded and left one man standing. And the bus driver told her she had to stand up, and everybody had to stand up in that next section, the black section, for this guy can have a seat. And all the other three people, they got up. She refused, and she got arrested. You know, I thought about that, Jimmy, because some historians have told me in 1965, most people had forgotten who Rosa Parks was. This happened in 1955. But in 1965, just 10 years later, she had to leave Alabama and she moved to Detroit. And that's why I always talk about Joe Madison. he always talked about there's a difference between a moment and a movement. That was a moment that happened. And then all movements require sacrifice, they always say. And somebody asked me, what did she sacrifice? That moment in 1955 on December the 1st, this day, led to a movement. And somebody asked me a question, what did she sacrifice, Jimmy? And what she did, she was arrested. Her life was threatened. Her income was threatened. People walked to work for 131 days during the boycott. It was the birth of a movement, and I just think about that sometimes. This day in 1955, we have to remember, because if we don't remember it, nobody else can tell our story for us. So that's my tribute to Rosa Parks today. Thank you so much for that, Jimmy. So what else we got? I know we got a lot of stuff in high school basketball. We got some pro basketball. The Rockets. Wait a minute. The NBA training camp start, I think, today, and people are getting their late signings in. What you got going on, Jimmy?
Well, I mean, the Rockets, of course, all NBA teams. December the 1st marks the first day of training camp for a lot of the teams. And as far as the Rockets, they will have 2 layers of players coming in. The newer players to the program, to the organization, is required to report today. The veterans will come, or a certain other portion of those. You guys know that would include Westbrook, Harden, PJ Tucker, and a couple of, and the starters. They're not required until tomorrow. So they all come in. They will take their COVID test and whatnot. They have rapid tests with the NBA guys now, guys. So the results are there in 10, 15 minutes. Then they will get to business. Gerald Green has been brought back in for a non-guaranteed deal through training camp. So I'm rooting for a well-rested Gerald Green to at least serve, because he was a motivating force.
Why didn't he play last year, Jimmy?
Well, remember the COVID. He was trying to come back. Remember, the Rockets had let him go.
I'm talking about the whole year. The whole year.
No, remember they traded him. They traded him. Remember,
okay, but he didn't play for nobody.
He was expected to get picked up on the waivers, right? After the waivers, he was expected to clear after that date. Remember, they messed the whole season up. So Gerald Green was sitting out taking a gamble, going to chill and hop on the wagon. And then after a period of time, only so many teams that really understand. Gerald Green came out in 05, straight out of high school, guys. So the miles on his legs, even though, he's a veteran, 15-year veteran, so to speak, in and out the league for the most part. However, he thought, sometimes you put a play together, and it don't just go like you planned it. He thought he was going to cool out, come back in, and hop on the program, but the bubble.
I know that ain't just came out of your mouth. When people, it don't go the way they planned, that wasn't the way it planned. Your favorite word.
No, he got charges and consequences. So that's the consequence of his choice. He made a choice. Understand? He made a choice to go. You try to latch on with certain team, with the team that you desire to latch on with. You could have went and got on a regular team, a non-contender probably, and kept on burning. But in his situation, it didn't go like he wanted to because of the bubble. And then when the bubble came with some other things that Gerald Green that wasn't going to pass certain tests to come on in the door. So that's another thing. But so that right there.
But I got a unique. Just people know the NBA. They has entered into phase 2 of their health and safety protocols for 2020 and 2021 season. No more than 4 players allowed in a basketball training related areas of the practice facility for individual workouts at a time. No group activities. This would go on to December the 5th. So that's probably why they're staggering these guys around, Jimmy. And Jimmy, I was thinking about the kid, and since we're talking about the draft, the guy Nick Richards. I don't know if a lot of people played for what Nick played, Duke. Did Duke play? Yeah, Duke.
Kentucky.
I'm sorry. I know it's a blue bud. Nick Richards, he came to the States, so it's a teenager from Jamaica, y'all. He lived with a relative in Queens, New York. Jimmy, he commuted every day by train and bus to St. Patrick's School in New Jersey. Did that every day. Now he's in the NBA. Now he's going to get life-changing money, a 3-year contract, and I mean, with Charlotte, man, I just, I love to hear stories like that. No, it ain't not a guy from our neighborhood, but I know some people who worked him out. I know some people in this camp. So I just wanted to have a shout out to Nick Richards. Yeah, what else you got?
And so once again on the Rockets, out new faces. Well, old faces not returning include, of course, Robert Covington, who's gone to Portland. Austin Rivers gone to New York. Jeff Green. Jeff Green was serviceable for him during the bubble. Hate to see him go. He's gone. Yeah, and then now guys like Tyson Chandler. I mean, grand theft. Grand theft.
Jimmy, speaking of grand theft, the Lakers just signed Jared Dudley again. Let me tell y'all some young people.
But no, going on. But
he didn't play.
No, but come on, Howard. Everybody that's signed don't play. He's signed for the locker room coach, the bench coach. He's the enforcer. If you got somebody that's soft in the front court, he's gonna be over there seasoning the meat. His job. This is what NBA programs do. College programs alike, and to a smaller degree, they will bring guys like that on. That's your audition to join the coaching staff. That's a respect thing. They're showing they must have really loved the role that Dudley played with the Lakers.
And Jimmy, what I was trying to say, I wasn't refuting it. I was just trying to say, just being a nice guy. Sometimes, y'all, everybody want to be. If you're athletes, sometimes y'all want to be an asshole. Man, let me tell you something. To stick in that level. All that old stuff, when you see those guys, just think about this boy. Can't play dead to me. Mike Gilchrist. He was can't play dead in a Tarzan movie. But Jimmy, he must be a good character guy because somebody always got him on the roster. Somebody always liking him. Somebody always, and I'm watching that stuff. Our young players who have a chance, like the 5 dudes that went into the draft in Dallas, R.J. Hampton and all of those guys. And man, don't be no asshole when you go up there, man. And it starts your rookie year. So don't be a butthole. And guess what? See, I've been in this business for 30 years. I've seen a lot of guys get drafted, Jimmy. And Jimmy, I outlast most of them, Jimmy. Jimmy, ain't nobody, I've been in this business for 30 years. Ain't nobody in this league been there 30. So all I'm saying is put yourself in a position not to just make it to the NBA, but to last. And you last by people being, hey, y'all, it don't cost you nothing. The same thing it costs you to frown, you can smile with it. It all costs the same. So, but Jimmy, I saw something last night and I want to share it right now. It's old, but it made me think, and I wanted you admitted something, and it's a touchy situation, but I like how you handle it. We had some memories popped up and I just taped it. Okay. So this from our old Chop Shop show back, man, Jimmy, I think in 2016. Jimmy, I did not realize we've been around this thing this long. Check this out, y'all. Check this out.
The end result would probably have been the Jimmy Butler one. If you think about it, it probably would have been. But at the same time, that wasn't, that's when at that moment, I had to start letting the public know and identifying my role. My role is not the Swami. So just in case you don't understand, RCS Sports, Jim Hicks, my job is not to predict. Letting the public know and identify what's going on. My role.
We got a little back. We got back feet.
Okay. What I do is I don't predict or project what the players will be next year or in college or after that or how good of a pro he is. That's not what I do. And I give the analogy all the time, which kind of hits it home, that is in the classroom. There's no teacher that gives the kid grades on their report card based on how good they feel that kid's going to do in college, how smart he's going to be in life. You don't get an A because you walk in the classroom and say, "Oh man, you're a brainiac. You won the chess championship. So let me give you straight A's." No, I'm an RCS Sports. Now don't get it twisted. We're probably one of the minority, one of the very few who look at it from those set of eyes, and so that makes us different. When people say, well, we're not the same. So therefore, if a kid makes it pro, really and truly, I could care less. And I'll say it again, I could care less. Just like a kid who makes it pro is going to care less about me.
Right.
So why so think about it. Why should I unload my feelings into the equation when I won't even get a high five from a kid? If I walk through the mall, he might just give me a nod.
You need to stop that, man.
That's the truth. I done walked by many kids.
Hey, man, you need to stop.
On the end result.
Welcome back, y'all. Jimmy, you know how your memories pop up on your Facebook? That memory popped up on me this morning, and I said, that was a unique take. That was the beginning of the show. You know, Chris Walker was being messy, asking you, when did you miss? Because we was talking about guys that miss, and you said, well,
I said Jimmy Butler was
Jimmy, and when I go back and look at it, when I go back, you didn't really miss on it. You projected what he did in high school. You really didn't miss. You don't care what he does. And that's why I wanted people, because people get that confused now. And I thought, I'm going to keep that on file, and just in case, and I might post it every now and then, just so people can know all he doing is saying, hey, man, this how your ass look in high school when I see you. I don't know how good of a pro you go. Guess what? That other stuff, Jimmy, what you should have said was, that's Hannah's job. That's where I come in at. So, but it was just crazy, man, that I saw that this morning, and we just talking about NBA and how good people in the NBA, and I thought I'd share that with y'all. Jimmy, I mean, you can comment on it. I just wanted to share that with y'all. That's all. But Jimmy, we have come a long way. That's how we used to look. Look at us now. We have, Jimmy, progress. Progress is unbelievable. But what you got to say about that?
We were actually one of the first radio shows in Houston.
Yes.
Of all the terrestrial radio shows that actually started to stream live on on social media during the actual show. And I didn't say it was but we definitely were one of the first.
Oh, yeah.
We were front row. Mm-hmm. We were cum laude, magna cum laude, on talking about of all radio stations in Houston for sports shows, sports talk show. One of the first to do that. A lot of people wasn't even thinking about that, because you got to realize some people are made for radio, some people made for TV. Most guys that do sports talk radio, if you see them, they voices will sound great coming over through your speakers. When you see them in person, most of them, you like, damn, how did this dude? What did he play? That's why that's what makes me feel good, because I know it's a whole army of those guys that didn't play a lick in high school. If they did, I would have started at their school, and I was a bench rider in basketball. You know what I'm saying? So that's I mean, trust me. You see some of these guys, you be like, whoa, I see why you do radio. and like one of the guys, what's my guy on ESPN? I love his voice, is like top shelf. I'm talking about get on the ladder top shelf. Freddie Hickman.
Yeah, Fred Hickman. That's Judy Tillman's ex-husband. Yeah.
And that's the one that come on at nighttime?
Long time ago, not now, right?
No, not him. I'm talking about not Freddie Hickman.
Okay, Fred Hickman.
You guys help me out. On ESPN radio, he comes on at like 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, Freddie Coleman. Yes.
Freddie Coleman, his voice is the winner. Man, I'm talking about, man.
Man, I can't believe you're about to say what you're about to say. Voice. Huh?
But boy, if you see him, and First Take tried their best when they first was looking for
him right off that joint.
They brought him on that. It was like, ooh, Lord, who the hell is, but I mean, some people.
Oh, he's excellent. But man. Yeah.
Like a lot of these DJs out there. A lot of these DJs, You hear him on the radio.
Yeah.
A lot of them guys that put you to sleep back in the old days they used to have Quiet Storm and slow jams and late that, and you sit there with your cassette tape with the two fingers ready to hit pause, play and record at the same time, and going on down. You see them dudes in person, like, oh man.
And Jimmy, when we get to talking about high school basketball, I got something for the basketball community. I got something for y'all. I got a little tidbit for y'all. So soon as y'all remind me now, I got something for y'all. It's kind of unique. I ain't never heard this before. I got something for you. But keep going, Jimmy. Where else we at?
Yeah.
Where else we at?
And so, let me see. Are we at the top of the hour yet?
Not yet,
right
man. We got time.
And right now, of course, University of Texas is leading Indiana 8-6 early on, midway through the first half of their game in the Maui Classic, which is not played in Maui. The invitation this year is played, I think, in Carolina, if I'm not mistaken, but it's not in Maui. But they still have to retain the name for naming rights for that event. So this the Longhorns are 2-0 going into this game. We mentioned the other day, we mentioned on yesterday about the NCAA Baylor Bears.
Yeah.
And we mentioned the University of Houston Cougars.
Yes.
Both teams are in the top 10 in the country. Mm-hmm. And which is cool.
Yes.
University of Houston had not, understand this, guys, put it in perspective, because sometimes we take winning for granted. That's the only sad thing about winning. You win enough, then people take it for granted. Since the Phi Slamma Jamma 83-84 season, there's only been one University of Houston team to ever make it to the top 10 in the Associated Press rankings. Only one team since 1983-84. And that team was in 2018, 2019. The Cougars got I think highest as number 9 or number 8 in the poll. Well, the Cougars are number 10 right now. And this is without pretty much 100% Caleb Hills. And I posed the what if. Somebody told me yesterday they tuned into the chop shop just when I was saying the what if. And I'm going to remind every other day, I'm going to remind people about the what if. What if Fabian White was full, healthy, ready to roll with this team? University of Houston, guys. But now let's get with Baylor. Baylor and Gonzaga, that game is coming up in a couple of
on the 5th. Yeah, on the 5th.
Now Gonzaga, they have the players out because of COVID. So now the excuse is built in, right? But guess what they have in common?
Who they got out?
They have 2 players that tested the other day. I don't know how long they're going to be out from Gonzaga. Because remember, one of the things was the people, they got a little flack because one of the players tested positive, and like many felt that their team should have not played. They knew about the result. As most teams, they sit themselves down. And now Iowa, how about the fact that Iowa is at number 3 in the country?
Big Luke Garza.
Nobody saw Iowa coming. Number 3 in the country. The Iowa. Speaking of Iowa, the Hawkeyes, that same conference, Wisconsin is at 4. Illinois is in that same conference. They're at 5.
5, yeah. 3, 4.
Then the ACC has their first. That's Duke at number 6. Kansas at 7. Michigan State, followed by Creighton, and then University of Houston round out the top 10. I'm gonna do the Big 12 roll call right now, Adam.
Okay.
Count these up. I'm gonna call these teams out for you from the Big 12. Hold on. How tough this conference is.
Let me give me some utensils here. Yeah. All right, let's go.
Baylor at 2.
Okay.
Right? At 7 is Kansas. 11 at West Virginia.
Okay.
17 is Texas Tech.
Okay.
18 is Texas. And that, how many that gives us? About 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's 5.
Uh-huh.
Big Ten might have more than that. Big Ten has Iowa, right? Mm-hmm. Wisconsin, Illinois, Michigan State, Ohio State. How many is that?
That's 5 too.
5-2. Mm-hmm. Let's go to ACC. Duke at number 6.
Okay.
ACC. North Carolina at 14. Virginia at 15. Virginia Tech at 16. Florida State at 22. And hold on, I may have missed one. Where's Rutgers? Ain't they're in the Big Ten?
They in some. I forgot. They're not in the ACC.
Look at about it. My old magazine from last year.
In the Big East, I thought. Go get your trusted magazine now.
Yeah, I got one right here. They're in the Big Ten.
Big Ten. Okay.
Rutgers.
Okay.
So Rutgers add them to the Big Ten, so that's 6.
What?
Jacob Young is that Rutgers guy?
That's
former Gates High School star.
That's right.
Jacob Young.
Okay.
Right. So right now, so Big Ten has 6. How many we said the ACC have?
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Baylor. Big 12. 5.
Big 12 got 5. Mm-hmm. SEC. Just for the hell of it, we give you. Damn.
No bad.
Ain't no sense in even counting them up.
Who that sing that song? Quick Key Sweat. Nobody.
So the Big East.
Okay.
Has what? Villanova.
Yep. Who got beat by Virginia Tech the other day. I got something, Jimmy, I want to share with y'all something.
They're number 12 now. They was like they were top 3 in the country when the season started. Mm-hmm. What we talking? Big East? Shoot. Richmond, where's Richmond at? Richmond.
That's the Atlantic 10. Yeah, Atlantic 10. They got 2 from the Atlantic 10 in there. Richmond and another one.
Well, hell. That Big East only have like 1 team. Creighton. I think Creighton is Big East.
Let me tell you something, Jimmy. I wanted to share something about that. Glad you said something about what's the name of that school? Virginia Tech. That coach Mike Young, Jimmy. He had an interview the other day. It was kind of he had to win. Virginia Tech. Mike Young is the coach of Virginia Tech. He had to win. He had some interesting comments, y'all. Y'all got to realize last year this Virginia Tech team beat Michigan State. Now they have beat Villanova the other day. But 3 seasons ago, Jimmy, when he was at Wofford, they walked into the Dean Dome and took Carolina out, who was the top 5 at that time 3 years ago. And I wanted to know about him. You know, what is about his team that was able to get some of these wins that they're not supposed to win. They're supposed to lose against and by double digits. Jimmy, he said something, and he said the most encouraging. He said, this is what he said. Y'all listen to this. I ain't never heard a coach say this. He said, I'm the most encouraging coach in America. My players never have to look over their shoulders when they take a shot and wonder if I'm going to yell at them. I love this quote, Jimmy. Just check this out, Jimmy. Jimmy, you've been around coaches. I ain't never heard no coach say this. Guess what else he said? He said, all misses are on me. All your misses on me, and we'll figure out the rest, which is not a philosophy shared by 85% of his contemporaries, y'all. He said, all misses on me. I ain't never heard a coach say that. He said, when we start the season, my guys really have a certain autonomy. He said, as long as they give a damn about defense and they aggressively at rebounding, they got freedom, a certain amount of freedom to do whatever they want. They don't need to worry about me if a bad shot or not. I'm not going to pull him out. And they don't need to worry about me. He said, they don't need to worry about competing for minutes. And I said, wow, I've never, ever heard a coach say that ever, Jimmy. You better around.
I wonder what he meant by. I wish I can ask him what he mean by not compete for minutes.
I wish I had an interview with him. In other words, I know they compete, but they ain't got. I think he was saying worry about their minutes. I think that's how he said it. I don't think and then some, and it was an interview and it was kind of fast. But the key thing he said all misses. I ain't never heard a coach say all misses are on me.
He said all misses on him, huh?
On him. I ain't never heard a coach say that ever in life. His coach is Mike Young, Angie Holcomb. His name Michael Young. He the coach at Virginia Tech. Because they just asked him why his team play so free. He says, they ain't got to look at me. Jimmy, you'd have been in them games. I hate it when them kids have to look. Some kids just don't even want to look over there at the bench. So I thought I'd just share that with y'all since we was talking about college basketball.
Now, ironically, speaking of college basketball, there are two, if you decide to stay in tonight or if you got your DVR in motion, two good games will come on. Or supposedly good games. That is Michigan State at Duke. And that game will be at 5:30 Central Time. A rare 5:30 tip Central Time. And 6:30 Central Time. 6:30 Central Time. That game will be followed on ESPN by Kansas and Kentucky. Kentucky took one on the chin the other day.
Richmond. The team we just talked about.
Spiders. Yeah. And as a result, the Spiders got rewarded.
That team pretty good. That team pretty old, and that team pretty good, Jim.
Well, and people see the old part, it come in, like people, everybody most time when people lose, they claim the young card. Okay. And my thing is, well, what about all the times you done went to the Final Four, went to the Sweet 16 with the same aged guys of youngness? And I was talking to somebody this weekend. They mentioned that comment from Bobby Knight and saying that I'd rather take a whole lot of talent. You give me a whole lot of talent, and I take my chances against all the other that concept of the chemistry part. Yeah, give me a whole lot of talent. I'll win more games with a whole lot of talent.
He said, "I'm gonna win more with these Jims and Joes than you with them X and O's. You think you gonna all of them schemes? You think you give me as I'm gonna beat your butt?" That's what he said.
And also, I'm glad that who was it? Jacoby asked us. Brought up about the SWAC.
Yes,
they picked up a big road win against Wyoming last night. Shout out to TSU, their first win of the season, of the young season after 3 tries.
Okay.
And they beat Wyoming. And the thing is, Wyoming has the player from Dickinson High School.
Marcus Williams. He had 17, I think.
Marcus Williams had 17, but he also had 20 in the first game.
Okay. Yeah, 8 rebounds, I think.
20 and 8 the first game.
Yeah.
He had 17 and 4 this game. I mean, assists.
Yeah. Oh, he had 8 assists? I thought he had 8 rebounds. My bad.
No. 8 assists the first game.
Okay.
He had 17 and 4 assists. So right now he's averaging, about 18 and a half and 6 assists. One thing, over the weekend, I get Doug to he normally looks it up and gives a freshman report from there are a lot of freshmen.
Yeah, these freshmen are great.
Understand? There's a lot of guys that transferred, but there are a lot of freshmen from the state of Texas that are making their presence felt on rosters across the country. A lot of freshmen.
Yeah.
This year
this is
more
different.
than most.
Oh, yeah.
This is why I'm saying be careful. Like the class out of Houston last year wasn't a great class for high majors. That's normally how we are measured in Houston. That's to a fault to why of us having so much success. That's how Dallas is measured. You're measured by your high majors. I'm sorry to the guys that ain't high majors, but that just it is what it is. Move to Mayberry or something if you want to. But that's how it is if you're living in this city. If you're living in DFW or Greater Houston, those cities are going to be measured on their top shelf guys every year.
And the reason is, Jimmy, they have precedents. History dictate that. We've had a history of producing these type of players. So it's expected of you. And that's what you said. It's the expectations. It's expected. Come out of Houston, come out of Dallas. You should, if you're top, if you're a top guy, we expect you to be a top guy. And what I like about these guys, it seems like these guys going to the right colleges too, Jimmy. Jimmy, some of these guys listening to the Chop Shop or their parents or whatever, these guys are not haphazardly. They going to the places. Most of these guys are picking places that they are able, And I told everybody, I never forget the Tremont Mark pick up by Houston. I said, if that kid can get through Kevin Sampson training camp, he going to be okay. If he can make it, because I've seen, I don't think I would have made it through that. You got to be a hell of a kid to get through Kevin Sampson's situation. So, but yeah, I'm proud of these kids, man. I mean, hey, come on, man. Hey, that's what I'm saying. It's Texas against everybody. It's Texas against everybody.
A lot of times, people, I don't think a lot of grown-ups are enough. I'm sorry. I don't think enough grown-ups are encouraging these young high school prospects to really read past the final score of some of these schools. Look at the rosters. Look at the box scores. Look at what some of these guys are doing. Or you want to simplify the fraction. Here's what you can do. Take every young person that you know, that you're close with, and first you ask them, okay, what school do you go to? And let's say the kid says West Side High School. I'm giving an example. What you do is you take who's the last Division I player from that school. Then you take him and then you see, let's see what school he went to. How tall was he? What school did he went to? What was his path like in grassroots? You get those stats and you find out, okay, this is where he went. What did he do once he got to college? Look at the ones. Find you at least about the last 5.
Okay.
From that particular school. Then that would put you in place. Now, then, let's say if you're a guard, you're 5'10", and there's been one other 5'10" guard that came from your school in the last 10 years or whatever that went Division I. Where did he go? Did he play? Then you go and look up his high school career. So at that high school, understand teams are different, personnel is different, but still, your accolades are your accolades. When you was in high school, was this guy? Was he first team all district? Yes. Was he all region? Yes. Was he all state? Yes. Where did he go? He went to Abilene Christian. Did he play? Played 3 minutes a game. Ended up at the NAIA school. So now you see how hard it is. This guy made all state from your school. I don't mean it don't apply to you, but it just helps you to build your bell curve at your particular house where you're playing at. I promise you.
So you mean the bell curve? But every player gonna say, man, that was just his. That was just his journey, not my journey.
Okay, so guess what? So why when they say who's the best player that come out of your school, that best player is gonna have a whole different journey. But ain't nobody gonna dispute that best player.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Jawan McClellan was a McDonald's All-American. Rob Williams wasn't. If you ask people from Milby High School in Houston who was the best player to ever come out of Milby, it would be unanimously
Rob Williams.
But Rob didn't get the accolades Jawan McClellan had. Juwan McClellan was a Jordan Brand All-American and a McDonald's All-American.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's that's a little
Juwan
skewed then.
I mean, think about it. So that means that same thing don't apply to him when it's a guy that's been anointed. So every high school has a player that was anointed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Carl Godine was the anointed one from Kashmir. If you ask all players from Kashmir High School, it would be unanimous who the best basketball player ever. Carl Godine. Well, Carl Godine's career was compatible to Reggie Slater. But it ain't no compare. You wouldn't dare try to say Reggie Slater was the Mr. Cashmere for basketball. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That was guys that may have scored more and averaged more per game. Reggie Slater, while speaking ironically, he went to Wyoming where he played his college career. So you think about it, sometimes my point is to put stuff in perspective. And like I was asking, for example, I was talking to one of the grassroots coaches the other weekend about one of the kids in Houston, and he's averaging about 35 points a game or more. And so I say, well, is this kid better than Ray Penn? Mm-hmm. Say, well, he's a better this, he's a better that, he's a better teammate, he's better this. I said, no, is he a better basketball player than Ray Penn was? Then he finally said, well, yeah, okay, so Ray Penn ended up at TSU, went to Oklahoma State, and had to come and transfer away, played at TSU, and started at TSU for two years, maybe 3. Was serviceable. Didn't move the needle as a all conference MVP of the SWAC, but he went to TSU, started. Not a knock at all. TSU is filled with guys from Power 5 conferences on their roster. Let's get that straight right now. Look on that and see for yourself. They know it. Hell, John Walker led them in scoring last night. John Walker went to Texas A&M out of Thurgood Marshall High School. They went to state in 2017. So now back to this stuff. We got to be able to utilize and let people know. You guys, if you're a grassroots coach, you know some of these kids you coached that went to college, that played or did not play. You know if this guy that you're coaching right now is better than that kid at that particular time in his career. That don't mean he's going to be better than him or worse than him in 2 years from now. But you know the path. Well, what happening is we're letting so many of these kids think that they all just one basket away from the NBA, one game away, and that's what the problem at. Because if you
do these people really be telling these kids that? Because I know I don't. Because
making them believe that is more appropriate, probably an appropriate assessment.
But Jimmy, what did they tell the people that you got a chance? All of them have a chance. Coach Peavy just said it on his show yesterday. He said all the guys got a chance. To be a pro. He didn't say NBA. He said to be a pro.
Exactly. And he also acknowledged the one that had the greatest chance. He put him first, and he happened to be one of the youngest ones. Mm-hmm. Let's be real. Mm-hmm. You're not equal when it comes to sports.
It's called hierarchy. It's a word called hierarchy. Go look it up.
and parents. Somebody solo say, who was the anointed one out of Yates High School? The anointed one out of Yates High School was for a long time with Ricky Winslow.
Rick.
Ricky Winslow was the anointed one out of Yates High School, and Ricky was a McDonald's All-American. Mm-hmm. Hell, he might be the only McDonald's All-American from the Yates High School. Mm. That doesn't. But remember, I gave it a scenario, case in point, a while ago. Just because you made McDonald's All-American don't mean you're the best player. That's my point I was making when I mentioned Juwan McClellan.
But Jimmy, somebody just put on the air on the thing, and it made a lot of sense. In '78, the media coverage wasn't as bigger. If Rob Williams come out now with that flair kind of game, he would have been that type of player. Everybody would have. I mean, it's different eras, Jimmy. And because there's some people can't hold a jock to Rob Williams, who getting publicity now that can't even touch Rob Williams. So we just in a great, and I tell people, take advantage of this era, but think about it. If you're not, that NBA, I tell y'all what, y'all gonna watch if the G League Jimmy, because hey Jimmy, some of these G League teams, because they supposed to pay $500,000 a piece. 500. Wait a minute. Yeah, 500,000 a piece.
$500,000 for the bubble.
Yeah, they're putting the bubble, and some of them talking about they ain't gonna do it.
So I want to back up to what you just mentioned, and that is, I'm not saying that it's not true about Rob Williams.
I know.
I can believe that if Rob would have, remember when Rob played, he came out in 1979 out of Millby High School. If I'm not mistaken, 79 or 80. One of those two. I want to say 79. Well, here's what then you look about. It was only 2 years removed, maybe a year and a half removed from the landmark civil lawsuit that was filed by Greg Kite. Greg Kite was in Houston-Madison High School. So there's not, well, understand, but Greg Kite was 6'9", 6'10" at the time, or whatever, and he was white. Let's get this straight. Greg Kite went to BYU, and the rest is history. Well, true. But at the same time, it's highly, if you know about Greg Kite in Houston, then how could nobody not say the name of Rob Williams, who lived in Houston, who played in Houston, and the same district as Madison? So some of the, I understand, but I believe though, yes, the times were as a turn, and that probably was a slight, not being able to play on the platform. But Greg Kite, remember, what's the big fella name from the NBA draft that we're gonna get on the show soon? That filed a lawsuit and prayed away for free agency. What's his name?
Spencer Haywood.
Spencer Haywood.
Yeah.
Greg Kite was the Spencer Haywood for the Texas, all of Texas basketball. His lawsuit enabled the players to be able to go and play in all-star games. He enabled them to go and be able to play in leagues. Diaper Dan was big on the East Coast at the time, which Eddie Cumbo went to. He was Diaper Dan. He opened the doors for the players to go. And I think it was in like 77. Something like that. And so, but yeah, Rob was, man, shout out to Rob.
But I did have an announcement, Jimmy. I just want to help the people out. I saw something and I thought this was unique. And I'm gonna just post it right quick. Jimmy, Above All Sports got tryouts, right? For boys, 9U to 17U.
What do you mean? He got a summer. He gonna coach grassroots basketball?
I don't know, but guess what? They sent me a text, Jimmy, and when I saw this, they said they buying brand new uniforms for the teams. All the teams gonna have a uniform, and teams would play in 11 Above All Sports events for free. Jimmy, they're having trials, right? For this, y'all, I'm putting it up there. Y'all call it Brian Jolivet. Y'all see his number at the top, 281. Y'all call and find out a little bit. I'm just throwing this out there. They said, you know how the teams had to buy their own uniform? He is furnishing the uniforms for all the teams, and the teams gonna play in 11 of their tournaments and events for free. Jimmy, I had to. When my general public get a chance to have an opportunity, I got to put it out there because I haven't seen that. So shout out to Brian Jolivet. Listen to me, y'all. I am just the messenger, and I thought I would share that with y'all today because free uniforms, getting 11 events free. Ooh, Jimmy, I don't know. I'm not a vet. Hey, Jimmy, when we go? I guess we're gonna wait till COVID. When are you and I gonna go take the referee test for baseball?
You know, I saw him and he reminded me and asked me, and I told him,
Let's go do it, man. We ain't getting no younger. I want to do everything. I want to do everything I can in my life.
After the show, remind me, I reach out to him so we can find a schedule.
I got you.
To go and get, that's some easy ass money.
I just want to do it. I never thought about doing it.
Hell, that's a tank of gas. That's 2 tanks of gas every time you referee one of them baseball games. 2 tanks of gas. And get what?
2 tanks.
I want them games where the good team gonna play the bad team. That's what I'm gonna tell him. Give me them schedule games.
The blowouts.
The run rule. The run rule.
No, I want to be out there, man. No, man, quit that. Man.
Your back,
come on, man.
I ain't have my back locked up out there. I'm gonna go do run rule 5 innings. We up out there, get the same money. And then another way the referees do it when you playing those school games, they pay you on mileage. So if I'm refereeing and you refereeing, whichever one of us got to drive the farthest, that's the mileage that they calculate into the trip. We get so many cents per mile. Hey, referees, y'all can explain it to me. So I go.
Man, it's boom boom room, man. They sick, man.
What they say?
Something is wrong with these people. Martin Vaughn said, I just want the free uniform so I can get in all Jimmy Turner's for free. Man, y'all messy. Boy, y'all, let me tell y'all something, man. It's good, but thank you, Brian Jolivet. And that's this year. This starts next week, I think. I think the date wrong. He said the date was wrong on the thing. when you send me stuff like that, I'm going to post it. If I think it is unique.
So he sent some bad dough?
No, it's current, but the date was wrong. Let me look. I didn't even look at the date. I just know.
Did you put the date on it?
No, I ain't do nothing. Oh, it said 21, but it's 22. Yeah, that's it. It said 21. 21. So 21 instead of 20. In other words, it's next week. Okay. Yeah, that's all. I mean, hey, don't shoot the messenger, y'all. But I'm not gonna rep basketball. Hell no, I don't want to rep because y'all folks, y'all mamas and daddies crazy. But baseball, they be fighting in baseball too, though, Jimmy. Them parents be fighting. That's all right. I'm gonna have security with me. I have security with me. Yeah. But what else you got, Jimmy?
And also, speaking of the SWAC a while ago, shout out also to Alabama A&M. They picked up a win over Samford.
Alabama A&M. Is that my man's school? What is that?
Anthony Western School.
Oh, that's Anthony Western School. Okay. I'm talking about Alabama State is Mo's team, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to know.
Yeah. So that's I mean, and the SWAC Prairie View, what is old Prairie View doing over there? Prairie View 1 and 2. Hey, they played Louisville the other day.
Yeah.
They lost 86-64.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and Gambrell had 20.
Gambrell had 20.
Hey, and let me take a shout out to somebody, Jimmy. And I like this because I want to when people do stuff and they follow instructions. Some guy they tag me on a young kid, man. They tag me about this young kid. When people tag me, I got to hold up. I got to look at the thread. Y'all know I don't know how to do this stuff that good. But it's about a young kid, Jimmy, you probably know, but from Westfield, named Jaden Chaney. Jaden Chaney, I guess a point guard from Westfield.
He's there right now.
Okay, they just tagged me in a video. I haven't had a chance to see the video, but y'all tell Jaden I talk about him today. See, when you tag me, I'm gonna talk about you, baby. I mean, when you tag me, Jimmy said a long time ago, input equal output. So if you text me a little bit, and let me know what's going on, I'd love to talk about your kid. And when this COVID died down a little bit and this second wave, I'm gonna be out there seeing your baby now. So just hold up. Just right now, the old man just ain't ready to go into no environment with a lot of people right now. So, but I will be there. Because Jimmy, you were supposed to tell me, when are we gonna start doing the play of the week? When that's gonna be our first week, we're gonna start. We'll get together, but let me know when we're gonna start doing our player of the week.
It's December now, and we can we acknowledge on the Chop Shop that we give on every Thursday. We would share with you guys our player of the week.
And Houston, Jimmy, is it all right? I want to help you. Can I do a player of the week if I get the Dallas people to help me? Could I do a player of the week for the guys in Dallas? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Y'all, so people in Dallas, Corey Henderson, y'all keep me abreast on what people are doing in Dallas. Because I want to shout out, I like Texas. And then, Tim, you tell me what's happening in San Antonio, all around the state, man. If you get, hold up. Remember I said, Deion Sanders said, if you ball, you get the call. So if you ball, and I know I can't wait to Jimmy, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to know I'm offering, that's for Dallas and for San Antonio, for Austin, for everybody. If y'all keep us informed. See, Jimmy got all the information. I don't. So to be my player of the week, Jimmy going to have his player of the week, but to be mine, y'all going to have to inform me because I'm not going to go to as many games. Okay? All right. Now, Jimmy, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, and speaking of game, it is indeed halftime. Well, the closing seconds, they're closing into halftime of the University of Texas and Indiana, with UT holding on to a 31-17 lead. And right on cue, with 3 seconds left, there's a foul committed at the rim, which would send the Hoosiers to the line to try to possibly close within 12. But in that first half, Matt Coleman right now is doing the work offensively for the Longhorns. Matt Coleman has 10 points and to lead the way. The Longhorns also getting good productivity off the bench. Brock Cunningham has 6 points. Royce Ham has 2 as well off the bench for the Horns. Hey, this Indiana, one thing about it, the Longhorns had 17 points they've given up in this first half. Remember the first game they played UT Rio Grande Valley and only allowed 55 points in that game.
Yeah, the
Longhorns is probably going to hang their hat on their defensive prowess this season.
And guess what? Greg Brown was a great investment. I mean, great recruitment. It was Greg Brown was a great recruiting for them for Shock up there. What's up, Stacy? And Stacy, help me too. And I know you keep me abreast. I want to know what's going on with all the top players in Dallas because we're going to start having a player of the week, and I'm going to pick them. I'm going to pick them from y'all's information. I'm going to pick who going to be my player of the week in Dallas. So y'all help me out with that, man. So tell all your Dallas friends, tell your Dallas mamas and daddies to watch the Chop Shop because I got some. They can come back and watch the Chop Shop again like they used to. I know y'all got mad at us a little bit. Y'all can come back and watch it. It's okay. It's safe to come back in the water. What else we got, Jim?
And now, speaking of college basketball, it's a good time to bring up the elephant in the room.
What?
And the elephant in the room, which we would be remiss if we did not bring up this conversation and let's chime in on it. As we are right now, we are right. It is. We are.
Can we take a quick break?
26 minutes past the hour. But we can go into a quick break and come right back. And I'll give you guys a topic so you can sharpen your pencils mentally. And that is Mercure Maker is at Howard. He's been shelved and been indefinitely, according to the coach. After 3 games of action, he will not be playing anytime in the near future. So now, meanwhile, there's been articles placed, and you've seen people have been tearing the coach, the kid, and the program. I don't really like using the word kid in respect to.
No, you're a man now. Yes, man's basketball
player. Yeah. But you guys know the context of which I use the word. Once again, they've been lighting their asses up, meaning Howard, the coach, as well as Maker. And
but Jimmy,
wanna
those are
get your
guys who were
thought.
gonna light them up anyway. Those are guys didn't want it to happen anyway. So it's okay.
Yeah, but it comes, and
Yeah.
this is what comes with it. Not necessarily, and necessarily, and once again, we will get your
We'll
thoughts.
take a break.
Get
Yeah.
share our thoughts as well.
Okay.
And how we think this plane is going to end at Howard University, who are 0-3 right now, early in the season. You guys hang right there. Chop shop. Be right back.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim, the cheat sheet, Hicks in the building. Jimmy, you proposed a question when we left on the break, talking about the Howard basketball situation. And Howard, the kid got a groin pull, and I saw, and I noted that in the undefeated Howard basketball coach, Mr. Blakely, Kenny Blakely, who has been on this show, he said, I just want to put this out there and be very transparent. Mercure Maker's very happy at Howard. He's happy with his teammates, and he's not abandoning or leaving because we have a 0-3 start, Coach Blakely. So that's what the coach said. I mean, Jimmy, and you talking about the elephant in the room. Me personally, I just don't see the elephant in the room. I mean, I just don't see it. And maybe y'all, me listening to y'all today, maybe y'all would make me see the elephant in the room. I know how basketball is. I know it's a process. I know everything that you can do everything. And I know one good player on a team of players that didn't win a game last year is not gonna change the fortunes of the team. I know I've been in situations where I had a son that went on a team that after the first 5 players, we hung with every team in the country until we had to go to the bench. Go Google it. Every team in the country, Notre Dame, everybody, the first half, and what happens is if you don't have enough horses like Baylor. I told you yesterday, Jimmy, you got a little surprised about it. You tell my Baylor got a 4-guard rotation. No, they got 5 dudes that, think about this. You got 5 dudes on Baylor team that can go start almost anywhere, most any other place. So playing these teams, I mean, I just look at basketball different. And I still support Howard Program, Kenny Blakely, and McCure Maker for the decision he made. This kid said he want to go to this school. Let me tell you something. If he's good enough, he's going to get a chance to play in the NBA. Okay? If guys overseas can come back and play, he'll be able to get a chance to play in the NBA. So I don't think that, because I talked to a couple of guys yesterday, I just didn't think they I just don't think it's fair to Howard, and I don't think it's fair to Mature Maker. So McCure Maker. So Jimmy, you can have at it. It's unbelievable to me.
Well, here's the thing that comes with it. The expectations. Here's how this goes. A few years ago, before University of Houston, before the Kevin Sampson era, University of Houston had a player that led the nation in scoring. His name was Aubrey Coleman. A couple of years after that, Texas Southern University had a player who led the nation in scoring. Can't remember his name. He's about 6'9". Led the country in scoring. And what happened is with this young man, now neither was anointed or one of the anointed ones coming out of high school. And that makes a difference, but that's not the difference. And here's what happens. When a player like McCure Maker went and made the decision to go to the HBCU, not just your normal HBCU. He didn't go to TSU or Prairie View, teams that had been kicking ass in their conference and been perennial either champions or of the league or of the college SWAC tournament, either or in the past 4 or 5 years, or 5 of the past 6 years. He went to the team that it came in dead last with a coach that is 1 year in. Mm-hmm. So this is an extra gamble that you're taking. That means team that only won 4 games all of last season, only won 4 games. So what happens is people that during 2020, a lot of writers had to be subject to the pie in their face about you're wrong, because many people said this wasn't going to happen. It ain't going to happen.
I don't think the writers. So you're saying the writers was writing this, or the regular people? Because I didn't see too much writing.
A lot of people
saying that
in writing were saying either publicly or non-publicly off the record.
I said writers. I'm not talking about people who just come on Twitter and run their ragged ass mouth.
I'm talking about writers. I'm talking about the writers.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, so what happened is, as it got more movement and me understanding that the handler for McCure Maker, every kid that's a star kid got a handler. If he's not born, most kids have a point person. They don't use the word handler anymore as it did in yesteryear. A point person in this recruiting circle. The point person for McCure Maker lives in that city. So this was a way to what they call stash him somewhere where you can actually get to him. You can see him daily because this is you've invested your resources into this young man. This is just how the business goes. I'm not telling you what I heard. You understand what I'm saying? So when doing so, a lot of people who were expecting to possibly receive the services of this young man, meaning high majors, Power 5 schools who are in there,
they might be doing the hating. Okay.
Them the ones that get pissed off because their guys who they had in their pocket as the writers. So that means they thought along the way, we got this done. Man, don't believe that story, man. That'll never happen. So that guy go write, that'll never happen. You know, you're going to write who's fed you the intel. So now when you get to this school, you are playing against most of your opponents are not on the NBA draft boards. So what do we expect you to do against them? We expect you, it is going to be expected of many people for you to come out and dominate those lesser star players. You're a 5-star player. You're playing against most kids on most nights didn't have a damn star at all. You're expected to dominate, win, place, or show. That's all. Now,
if you are guard as a big man, I'm not sure.
Dominate. I didn't say to win. I say win, place, or. That means either or. That means you ain't got to win, but you got to place or show. How do you got to place or show?
I think he's talented.
Oh.
And me,
So,
that's me.
No. We're saying that. But this type of scrutiny, it comes with it, man.
I don't mind Jimmy.
I hate that it's going down like this, but it comes with it.
Jimmy, I talked to a high-ranking official. I ain't gonna tell you, a high-ranking official in the NBA the other day. He told me something very clear. He said, Robert, nobody on my staff does draft boards. Nobody, I repeat, no NFL team does a draft report. So I'm just going to leave it like that. When y'all be listening to what them draft, and talking about they be getting information, he said, we don't put out because all situations are fluid. Fluid means we don't know who the hell we're going to draft. Unless we the top pick or the top 3 picks. He said it's always fluid. So go and look at the source. Go look at all them guys. He said, do me a favor. I ain't did it yet. Go look up all them guys who got draft boards and where they come from. Go look them up. Just go and do your research on them. I said, they're not that important to me. But he was just letting me know. He said, dude, we don't conduct. So they don't know who in the hell we're going to draft. So I just, and we were talking about
you're talking about football.
No, I'm talking about NBA. I said, excuse me. I talked to a high-ranking NBA person. I just didn't want to call their name out. Yesterday, we were talking about McCoy Maker, NBA. And that's what he said.
Adam. Just like every team in G League ain't gonna go and play in the bubble, most NBA teams do subscribe to some sort of draft intel. They get intel on players. Most of the NBA teams, they go and get intel, whether it be the scouts going into their pocket.
Intel. I said the draft board. I didn't say nothing about the intel. I said the draft board, the rankings in the draft board. The rankings in the draft board.
Those draft boards, some of those draft boards, and you're saying draft boards is only like maybe 2, maybe 3 tops. ESPN has one now, so that's one, and it's maybe only 2 others that's out there that's stood the test of time. That's been out there. I'm saying like
ESPN do not own a team though. That's the point he was trying to make. He said ESPN do not own a team.
No, they don't own a team, but here's what happens. If those things were not
I'm just telling you what the man told me. I'm not trying.
That's one. I'm just saying that's one. That's not the majority.
Yeah.
If they weren't leaning on it all, don't you think it's easy for the NBA to say, to make a collective statement to say we don't?
They don't
use
have
them.
to do that. They don't
Okay,
have
put
to
it like
make
this.
a collective.
Okay,
No.
okay, put it like this.
No.
It would discredit them.
No.
It would. I give you this. I give you the same example.
Ain't nobody trying
college
to discredit Jimmy. All the time, you don't have to discredit somebody. Just all you got to do is make a statement. You don't have to discredit. You in the discredit business. Everybody's not in the discredit business.
Here's what happened. Here's what happened. What you basically saying is that those things don't mean diddly. Well, they mean diddly to somebody.
He said they don't own. We don't. The draft board guys don't work for no NBA teams. We don't do a draft board.
No, that's absolutely
what he
true.
said.
But everybody, but most of those guys have plugs in different organizations. That's where they get their intel from. That's why and people know that they are plugged because guess what? You're not going to
I understand. Let's get on. Because you ain't gonna never prove. I'm going by a guy that
that's one. Every team not going to feel the same way about it.
Okay.
That's like, you know what? That's like scouting services in basketball in the amateur level. Every college out there in Power 5 don't subscribe to 3-4 services in the state of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Duke may pick one.
I didn't say they didn't use intel from them guys. They told me those drafts, those numbers in when somebody gonna get drafted it's just a crapshoot. They don't know. The players don't know.
You know what happened? Well, here's what happens. If you put a line in place of numbers from 1 to 25, 1 to 30, if number 5 is not in your calculation, your projected order, and number 5 is really going to be number 10, unless number 10 is number 5, it's going to mess up the order of 6, 7, 8, 9. It's going to mess up the whole entire flow of everything that's below, between the two numbers of those players. So it's on, and some people, most people, when you're reading those, they should have the capacity to understand once the first one is off, it's have the ripple effect downward to the rest of those numbers, and until you get to a certain mark, and then a certain mark, you'll see, okay, well, we got this one right. And I'm looking more so when you look at those, I look at the range, and is a guy in the right range?
Well, he told me that for a reason, and I'm just sharing it with y'all, and I'm gonna ask him all of this other stuff too. But he told me that for a reason because we were talking about mature maker. But what else we got? What? So
we got also around today around Houston. Of course, a lot of good basketball games. High school basketball is going to take place today, and I'm going to share with you guys you can cue this up right now.
Yes,
and you guys can see when you go to rcssports.com. I got my picks, the top games to see today. You see it, this the time, this the date, this is on RCS Sports. You go to that website, it's right there. And I have the game of the day. Shadow Creek is at Hightower. That game is actually played on the Hightower campus in Hobson Fieldhouse, which is adjacent to the school in the parking lot. And that will be able to facilitate, I think, the crowd, a more comfortable, restricted crowd. My prediction, I'm taking Shadow Creek by 7. How do you got something to say on that?
I have nothing to say about nothing.
We got and you guys see another game to see.
I don't predict games really though. To tell the truth, I just don't.
Sea King at Manville is a very good game to see. Right, Sea King is undefeated. They started off with that Midnight Madness, and it's working mojo for them. They beaten Klein. They beat Duquesne. The Sea King is off to a pretty doggone decent start. Manville, I got them at number 8 in the area. And this team, Manville guys, understand this Manville team, they have beaten Ridge Point last week. They beat Duquesne, they beat George Ranch, they beat Dawson. That's going to be a good game. Another game, if you're on the east side of town, Dallas Fate Family is coming to town for their first of 2 trips this week. They will play Summer Creek at Summer Creek High School. That's a 7 p.m. tip this evening. Dallas Fate Family, number 1 in the state in the Class 4A, undefeated, playing against Summer Creek. This Summer Creek, this is a team, don't let that record fool you. That record of 3-2, don't let it fool you. One of those losses was to Shadow Creek at the buzzer, and another loss was to Elkins, who won the Super 16, and Elkins is number 4 in the area, and they're undefeated. However, Summer Creek has beaten Bush. They've beaten Goose Creek Memorial and Straight Jesuit. This is going to be a really intriguing game. Doug Jones will be in the building at that particular game.
What game Doug going to be at?
Dallas Fate Family at Summer Creek.
Okay.
Doug will be at that game. Bush and Side Creek. Tyler Smith missed the first 2 games of the season. He's back for Bush. He had a double-double last week in their win. And Side Creek, they're without Jalen Weisinger. That's the star guard who had the dunk video that went kind of semi-viral at the Super 16. That dunk when he went through and playing against Duncanville and he punched on the guy's head. That's the guard that's not he's not playing. Well, hell, they said December the 1st. I wonder if he's going to play tonight.
Who is the
you
dunk
guys let
man?
Me know. Huh?
Who? I'm trying to see what guy you talking about was dunking out.
Jalen, his name. Remember that was in the Super 16.
Oh, Weisinger, my man. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has not played all season for Side Creek.
Oh.
So they've been teetering without him. I heard it's supposed to have been December the 1st. And once again, it may be December, maybe a couple of days now, but I heard December the 1st. That's what I heard. Check with Big Doug or Jeffrey Day. Jeffrey Day is teaching class right now with the virtual kids. He'll join. He normally joins us in his back during his break, which is on the back 9 on our YouTube feed. Right. He normally joins us. So we go Jeffrey Day come in and let us know if this young man is going to play tonight.
I think he's there.
He's in there.
Yeah.
Now also another game tonight. If you're deep out near the Woodlands, Concordia Lutheran at the Woodlands Christian. Concordia Lutheran at the Woodlands Christian is a very, very good game. Should be talented. I mean, should be high octane in that game between those 2 teams. The Woodlands Christian is number 11, Concordia Lutheran number 20. Woodlands Christian coming out. They have big wins over Houston Christian at Houston Christian at the Hoops Giving Classic, and they beat Premier Academy with the 7-footer with Doc. They beat those. Their only loss, Woodlands Christian, is to Shadow Creek. So Shadow Creek is undefeated. These are the games to see. Also, guys, once you go and you look and you click on Read More and you click on that button like that, and guess what? Guess what happens? Let me see. Let me get you guys right. You go up to the VIP news right here. And then VIP news. Then you click the Read More button. Then the Read More button and take you, and you'll get to see all of the stuff that we wrote about today in the VIP news. You get to see this stuff. This is what you miss out of the VIP news on rcsports.com. Doug's Dozen. We got other stuff. We're talking about several programs.
Let me see Doug's Dozen. Hold on. Let me see Doug's Dozen. Who he got on there? Man, Doug. Okay. I'll call him myself. Keep going.
Doug doesn't. I mean, hey, how about Jordan Farmer? I mean, Josh Farmer came out and they got their heads beat in by Episcopal, but 35-17. This is what I'm saying. Even if you lose the game, you should put your fingerprints if you are top shelf. It don't always happen that way, but that's going to be expected for you to dominate. or at least have a dominating a dominating stat line in the event that you lose a game. If you are a Division I prospect playing against non-Division I prospects, for the most part, Episcopal is led by a talented freshman as well, and he's pretty doggone good. I'm quite sure he is. I'm surprised that he's not in Doug's dozen, but we got a chance to watch him for a little while. This is the VIP news. Look at all these write-ups. Look at all this stuff. Recaps. All this stuff. This is Monday's news. This ain't last week. This in the last 2 days. You get all of this writing in the VIP. Look, it's Sunday. I'm working on Sunday. Giving you guys, and I spoke about the legacy information. I mean, about their trip to Florida. And anyway, you can click up out of there. They're getting too much for free right now. VIP news is $2.50.
I'm hooking my people up, man. I'm hooking my people up.
$2.50 a month. You get the VIP news on rcsports.com. All I ask you guys to do is try it out. It's updated. It's updated all the time, every day, with intel, with stuff that's going on, and that's a good thing. Good thing for our city. It keeps everybody knowing. Remember, there are teams that have shut it down because of the pandemic. They're inside of there. And your team might be playing against one of those teams, and the coach just don't even know it yet. It's inside of the VIP news. And so Paul Miranda said he didn't know that the VIP news got like that. Yes, Paul, we work. We work over here. There goes Jeffrey Day. There you go. Jeffrey Day say he's going to make his debut on December the 11th.
Okay.
Next Friday.
So what was wrong with Weisinger? What y'all do to him?
No, eligibility. He transferred over. And so that was.
Oh, he transferred from where?
Yeah.
Where did he transfer from?
I want to say St. Pius.
Yeah. And while you talking about Jeffrey Day, thank you, man, because I had this smarts to I subscribe to your Ball So Hard and I get notifications. And thank you for those videos, man, that that you be getting me. It gives me a little look because I'm not going to games. So it gives me a look inside the games and see what's going on. I mean, from a great view. Thank you so much, man. That's why we should always subscribe to each other's YouTube page. We got to build this. Somebody today who's not a YouTube subscriber should go and subscribe and be intentional about subscribing today. Thank you, because I wouldn't have known about a lot of y'all's kids if Jeffrey Day, if I don't subscribe to his YouTube page, I wouldn't have known about this. So that's how this stuff works, y'all. This is how this stuff works. We building this because we building the people that shape the world right now. We're gonna build these young people to shape the world. So that's what we're doing right now. So what else you got over there, Jimmy?
Yeah, man, and understand, guys. All we can ask you to do, the Chop Shop serves as a valuable commodity for you guys. We're a valuable tool for your resource for you to use in keeping up with a lot of especially in the amateur sports sector. Especially when you're talking about the high school, nobody's giving these kids this time of day with their airwaves.
No,
nobody.
No.
Think about it.
Yeah.
2 hours, 4 days a week,
yeah.
8 hours a week.
Yeah.
Unscripted content that keeps you going through the middle of your day. Mm-hmm. This is what the Chop Shop does. So all you can do, we ask you to do, share the show, follow our page so that you can get notifications.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just let other people know that we existing. And you guys saw during the breaks, we had advertisements.
Yes.
Hell, you had one guy advertising his tryouts.
Yes.
And in case you're wondering, those ads that you see during the break, there you can get packages with the Chop Shop as low as $15 a spot.
Right. Yeah.
Holiday special.
Yeah. Yeah. Dog,
holiday special.
It's crazy.
As
man.
low as. Now,
low as.
How many you get?
Yeah, low as. Boy, you something else. But it's so unique, man. We got an opportunity, man, to do something. I wish I could take y'all up in this helicopter with me. you know. And I know y'all sitting in your car down here, but if you can see, you know, if I'm in the helicopter, I can see where 5 or 6 places that we need to be. If you're in your car, you just looking at where you at, your present circumstance. But let me tell you something. My job is to bring y'all up in this helicopter and understand how powerful this platform and think about it. I just shared another guy's platform right here on our show. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. I don't want to win by myself. I want all of us to win. I want your kid to go to college for free. You know, if he make it to the NBA, I want to make sure he's okay. And guess what? And when he's finished his career, I want to make sure he has some money when he finish. See, that's all we do. Jimmy handles them in high school, and I'll handle them in college. And if they are pro, if you want me to help. You know, cause I'm like the guy. I don't need. Let me tell you something. It's about choice to me who I want to work with right now. I'm in a position in my life. I choose who I want to work with, and I just want to make sure. That's why I want to get involved in these young kids' life now, so they can be greater human beings, so they can go and with their earning power in their platform, they can go be productive citizens and help people. God didn't just give you all of that money and all of that fame for nothing. I'm telling you, he just didn't. He did it for you to share it with people. So that's what Jimmy and I did. We don't have to do this. Y'all saw the old show. Look, we invested and bought new equipment, new software for this show to look like this. So I could just pop us in a screen and make us a little bit of, Jimmy, we won't always be able to, hold up, push a button and do this here. We weren't always able to do that. Just push a button and do this here. We weren't always, so now we're in a position that we can do it, man. And guess what? Let's all help each other. If the chop shop is here, and listen to me, Paul Miranda and John Newsom, who are your friends that you said, hey man, I told you. Took a dude, took Chop Shop HTX and said, man, just subscribe. It don't cost you nothing.
Don't cost you nothing.
Don't cost you. What's that song? Who sung that song? Ashford and Simpson. Don't cost you nothing. Hey, Jimmy, hey, come on, man. You know, I got to get my saying on. But I just appreciate y'all, man. And I just know how powerful this medium is. People, Jimmy, read the letter, Jimmy. Jimmy, read the letter. That's what I want you to do. Read the letter.
A letter on the Chop Shop, and I'm going to share with you guys.
Unbelievable.
And this letter came from late last night.
Yes.
And here it is. As a result, remember now, understand, you never know who's watching. Said, I hope this email finds you well. I work on the Facebook Watch show, Ball in the Family. And in one episode, LeVar Ball does an interview with Jim Hicks and Robert Hatter for the Chop Shop. We are hoping to get appearance releases signed by each so that we can include this interview in our show. Please let me know if it would be best to attach the releases here in the email to print and sign, or if sending them via Adobe eSign would be more convenient. Look forward to hearing from you soon, and thank you. And this young lady, this, in other words, they liked what they saw with the conversation when we had LeVar Ball on a couple of weeks ago.
Right. And
they want to use some of that on that television, that broadcast show.
Yes.
So the point is, the Chop Shop is growing. And as we continue to have great conversations with the guest, then more material, even you guys can feel free to take some snippets You can go to our YouTube and snip whatever you wish.
Yes.
Just give credit when you do so, and say credit other than tag us.
Mm-hmm.
And you can clip even something from any show. Especially if you're in DFW, you can help me out like this, because I'm looking to feast on your loins this Friday night when Duncanville comes to town and Faith Family comes back. So that part from yesterday's show, when I invited anybody from DFW, and I said I'm taking all bets. If you could go to the YouTube page, clip nothing but that snippet, and share it with DFW, because I ain't got enough of y'all wanting to bet yet.
Well, I wish I was from Dallas. I wish I was from Dallas. See, I can't do it.
Restock my bar.
I'm gonna call some of my Dallas dudes. We're gonna get you some more bets, Jimmy, because that wasn't enough bets.
I need some moolah. My goal is to not let Dallas buy all the Christmas gifts.
Woo-wee.
This gonna be. I'm talking about what is gonna be off the watch. Watch this out, and they gonna you know what's gonna happen? They gonna feel like they got hoodwinked after this. They gonna feel like
Jimmy,
they got bamboo.
Jimmy, you mean you gonna send Dallas back home with a double arse? You know I can't say bad word. Arse whooping, and their pockets gonna be lighter. You gonna do Dallas like that?
Listen, a can of whoopers, and then for all you guys that's giving me the bottles, look what I got. I got my special personalized flash. Look what it said. I turn it around. It's a basketball. It's a basketball grip. See,
no,
basketball.
I see.
Look,
I see.
It's a basketball grip. Huh. Look. That's my brand right there. That's hey,
man.
Hey, man. DFW.
Hey, man. Hey. Take your swig, Jim. I love it.
It's a midday sports happy hour, baby. I can't wait. I'm taking all bets. All bets. Somebody go clip that and put it on Twitter or whatever you got to do. Send it and let them know the sweep.
Hey man, I'm done with y'all. I'm done
Only
with this.
Only thing that's bad about it is that
bad?
Faith Family will have to ride back up 45 by themselves, because Duncanville gonna stay overnight, play Yates the next day. So they got to. It's hard. No, you could just roll side by side. They could just caravan on back down there.
They got to stay. They got to stay to watching. Let me tell you something, Jimmy. Kim Jackson. Wait a minute. Because I think she mentioned something. I saw her on her feed. You got to look out for her. Klein Forrest is undefeated, man. Jim.
Yeah. I got them undefeated.
I know, but I didn't. I don't know. With Kim, I didn't look. They're
4-0 right now. I watched. Yeah. I went to see Klein Forrest when they played at Cy Woods High School.
How Kim's son do? How Kim's son do?
What's the name, Kim?
Kim, give me the name now. Tell me my nephew name. My great nephew name. I got. Hey Jimmy, I'm gonna tell you who looked good too, and you mentioned him a minute ago. Tyler Smith don't look like the same Tyler Smith I saw this summer. That kid has gotten better every time. The way he run the court, the quick jumping. Jimmy, he went up and dunked one. Thank you, Jeffrey Day. He went up and dunked one and missed it and got it again and dunked it real quick. He double jumped before anybody else got up. Those little things like that, man, is just, I'm just watching these young kids. I'm loving them. I'm everything. Y'all got to realize, parents, I'm watching Cy Ranch. Eric Raspberry going to always tell us about his son over there in day 7-0. They go against North Shore tonight. How good is North Shore, Jimmy? How good is North Shore?
North Shore is solid, but North Shore is a bit out of their league against Cy Ranch. Cy Ranch, this is a team that played. They took the advantage of the opportunity to play together during the pandemic, when a lot of people were shut down prior to school even going in. So back in August and July, this team was playing together back then. So it's showing early on. Now it would take a time for other teams to get into what they call mid-season form. Well, Side Ranch started the season in mid-season form. And that's the thing, that the advantage that they're going to have over most of their competition this year. So I say Side Ranch is going to beat North Shore by double digits tonight.
Side Ranch got it like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know. Okay. I got
They got a good punch. They really do. And well, anyway, guys, it is about that time. As I wait for some more of these picks to come on. I mean, some of these my DFW compadres, right? To place some more bets. I'm waiting. And I want to make sure we get up. We ain't getting no more bets today. So far, Hatter, I got Stacy Houston for $200.
Okay. Gotcha.
I got Corey Henderson for a bottle of Apple Crown.
Okay.
I got Paul Miranda for some Crown. I got Daryl Richardson for some tequila.
I didn't know you drink. I didn't know you drink tequila.
Man, I was in Dallas. That's all I drunk this past weekend.
So you'll just drink anything.
Remember I bought that white bottle with the blue with the bell on top?
Jimmy, that sit at the top. That stuff sit at the top. When you at the store, they put that way up at the top. I'm talking about when you're at a bar.
That's why they call it top shelf.
Yeah. Come on.
At the top of the shelf.
Come on, man. Come on. So, so who else got to bet you? Who else, man? They talking about no overtime.
I want to get some more.
Man, I'm trying to get some more bets, man.
I need them to help. I need to help clip me, and that they can put me on. Let me go and show some of the Dallas folk. That way, they can show the kids, because that way they can get the kids fired up, and they're gonna run right into one of them punches, like Nate Robinson did.
So let me explain. So, Coach, you and Stacy, that was one of my unique bets. So the bet is $100 per game. All right.
$200 total.
$200 total. Okay. So
same thing. You got to win both. You got to win it all or none.
Oh, but I thought he said, so you changed the bet. Or he changed the bet.
It's the same thing. You can say $100 a game. It's still going to be $200. You got to win both games to win the money.
You got to win. But I thought it was $100, but it's $200. I'm just trying to get it clear. It's $200 bet. It's a $200 bet. Okay, I'm just trying to clear the bet up.
Like, you know how they go. People that save their money for Christmas. They got their loan. Everybody think they might get a loan before the holidays. So they count that money. I like that. I'm gonna help you spend it. I'm gonna help you spend it. That's what I'm gonna.
I like that, man. Where Dallas at, man? See, hey, Paul Miranda, bring all our Dallas people back, man. I need some more bets. My man just sit up here saying he wants some more bets, and y'all, come on, y'all don't do me like that. Don't do me like that, Jimmy. I'm trying to say, I guess I can wait till tomorrow. Huh? Oh, that's right. We got a few more days. Jimmy, remind me, I want his Women Rock Wednesday tomorrow. I got some stuff up. But Jimmy, I got a unique story about Jerome Allen. We got to talk about that tomorrow. Okay? Remind me to talk about that tomorrow, and why my affinity for Jerome Allen, Ivy League coach, he wrote a book, Jimmy. When they write books, I want the book. Oh, you write some more? Somebody else just wrote you something else. What happened?
I'm sad now, man. Stacy Houston just said he don't want that bet.
I didn't see that.
What's the difference? What's the difference if you're betting $100 on each game and it's 2 games? You can't win unless you sweep. That's just street sense.
I'm glad I said that. Hold up. I'm glad I said that. Y'all thought I was being messy. But I like to just get stuff clear. That's all.
But understand what I'm saying, though. If you're betting $100 a game and there's only 2 games, if you win one and I win one, we break even. Nobody loses. So that means you have to win both games
for any money.
In order to get the money.
Oh, I see. Okay. I got you.
I just said it a different way and made it sound you're betting $200.
Because somebody brought that up on the feed. Somebody said
on the sweep.
On the sweep. Okay. All right. But Stacy didn't bring that up, though.
That means both persons, that in order for the sweep not to take effect, that means somebody must win one game on the opposite side.
So the sweep is what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, we bet it with Houston. It's a double header.
Man.
And of course, I know one of them guys out there don't try to take. And I know, and let me tell you those guys something. You're talking about a connoisseur of this right here.
Who?
Connoisseur.
Who?
So don't try to pull no Seagram 7 in my bottle. I know how some of you guys do over an old clip. They're gonna switch you're gonna take my stuff out and pour it in your vase at home in your flask.
Jimmy, you know that seal? That seal, well, you know when that seal is broken.
I'm gonna make sure. You know some of them might do. But
yeah.
You know, they get slick at them. They'll put it back in the purple sack, tie the knot.
And hand it to
then
you.
they open it up for you and say, man, let me go on and pour you yours first. So that means
I want it brand new in the box.
That's an old hook move right there. You got to watch out for.
Okay.
They'll bring the bottle, open it up, and it's already been busted. Let me pour yours first, man. I'm gonna, let me pour it for you.
Jimmy, I'm gonna give them something. I'm gonna give parents. I saw this yesterday. I forgot who wrote it. I forgot who wrote it. I want to give them credit, but I saw this yesterday in the mailbag. It was talking about parents looks to trainers. Trainers looks to AAU coach. AAU coach looks to high school coaches. College coaches look at the kid and walks out the gym. Who teaches the kids? Because the college coaches wonder why the recruit can't run an offense, can't play defense, can't set a screen, can't play off the ball, can't box out, can't understand how to watch game film, can't talk on defense, can't be led, can't be led, but acts one and done. Can't be led, but he acts one and done. I'm seeing talented players ride the bench in college because they making mental, not physical mistake. Let's ramp up the education of the game. Somebody wrote that, and I'm sorry, man. Somebody sent it to me. I love that. I love that. And I love it, and I love it again. And I hate not to give you credit for it. But when my person got it for me and sent it to me, they didn't give me who wrote it. So thank you so much for that. That's a good. That's something for y'all to go look at it, because I'm gonna bring it back up again tomorrow. I probably don't know who did it tomorrow, but I'm gonna bring it back up tomorrow. But that's a lot of stuff, man. We are not educating these kids. These kids getting already college and don't know how to look at game film. We not doing something right, Jimmy.
They don't look at game film, nor do they know how to look at and read box scores.
Yeah,
they can read the scorebook.
Yeah, but
they can read the scorebook,
right.
But reading a box score,
right,
and identify. You can identify. Now I'm saying stats don't tell the whole story. Trust, we all know that.
Right.
But stats can tell you certain correlations that presented itself as to why a certain team may have won or why another one may have lost.
Gotcha.
You can see certain things on that stat sheet that sometimes it'll jump right out.
Jim, I'm gonna tell you one of the most glaring ones. Most of the time, not all the time now. The team that wins the rebound battle, Jimmy, do you know most of the time they win? The team, when I go and look at the rebounds, the team that wins the rebound battle, that team usually wins. Now, it's some outliers, but that team usually win, man. But that's great, man. I'm glad Jimmy, I'm going to try to pull up an old clip and see can I post another clip tomorrow of stuff that found things that we've said over the years on the Chop Shop, man. It's crazy. And just you go back and look at it. But we still, what happened? What did happen? What Mike said?
Now I'm having Barry McDonald say Canadian Miss. Yeah, that's people substitute that and try to think that you can do that.
No, they ain't going to do it. Not these guys. Not these guys you bet with. So Stacey said off bet, and I'm glad he did.
That's all right. His mind. He might change his mind. When I get talking about, I got 2 more days to talk. He said he just want to win a game and get $100. Then if I lose, I don't get SHIT. But he ain't worried about the other game. He just betting on. He just want to bet on one team. He ain't betting on all of them. He just want to bet on one team. He want to bet on them Duncanville. He riding with Duncanville. That's right? Basically what he's saying what his actions are saying. His actions are saying you don't trust Faith Family against Shadow Creek.
I ain't in that. My name Bennett. I ain't in that.
Because if you did, there's no way you wouldn't say. Now, guess what? Guess what? Faith Family plays Summer Creek tonight in Houston at Summer Creek. We gonna be back here in the 22 hours.
Oh.
Don't act like this gonna be one hell of a shocker. If and when I say Summer Creek gets up in there tonight.
Stacey said,
and I'm gonna explain to you why I say this. If the number one team in 4A plays the number 6 team in 6A in the state of Texas, that's not an upset. You see? Think on the average scope of things. Don't get it twisted. Some teams are better than others, no matter what classification they are. But if you just think about it, the number one team in 4A is playing the number 6 team 2 classes up in 6A. Summer Creek is number 6 in the state according to the TABC, the new ranking. They're number 6 in the state.
Okay.
Not according to me.
Okay.
According to TABC. So they're playing Summer Creek, who's number 6 in the state tonight, on the road, coming out the freeway. I'm quite sure they didn't come in town last night. You see? So that means they came off the road like summer basketball style. And you're going to stretch and play these dudes. And Coach Coleman, you saw him play. You've met Coach Coleman. We talked to him on here. Coach Coleman, his style and that they play is kind of like Lancaster. The style. They're coming at you. Those young guys will get up under you. You got to have ball handlers. You got to know what you're trying to do. And they're going to be tough. Then you have the legend going to be on the sideline. Him and his son going to be the legend means Dwayne Rogers, the playground legend of all time in the state of Texas. He works out the majority of those Summer Creek kids. Everybody knows the legend. Derek Daniels on that. Derek Daniels played on a team that I sponsored back in the days, back in the early 90s, with him and Dwayne Rogers in the backcourt. Derek Daniels and Dwayne Rogers. Craig Lilly was on the team. Bo. He probably was breaking every damn NCAA rule out there back then. Them dudes were still in college, man, playing. He was out there getting it. But think about it. I didn't know shit. I had nothing to do with no NCAA back then. But now, so that's going to be good, man. But one thing about it, understand.
Faith Family beat Lancaster last week, Jim.
Yeah, beat them last week. I said,
This gonna be good.
I say this style that they play at Summer Creek is the same style that they have from Lancaster. But the difference is Lancaster at Lancaster. You got to come once again. Did they have to drive 4 hours with their knees tucked up and then get out the vans and have to play the game against Lancaster? That's a different thing that's now. Then backs get to tighten up. Some players don't, depending on what they're riding in.
Well, we all right. Well, I can't wait.
So we're gonna see tonight. Don't be surprised. That's all I'm saying. Let's not come back tomorrow like, well, man, they ain't coming to play. They play number 6 team in the state, man. I don't want to hear that. You better come to play tonight. Because if you lose tonight, I might make the money funny on that first game on Friday against Shadow Creek.
Man, I'm out of here. Hey, man, you gonna make the change strange, the money funny, the change strange.
I might make the money funny. You know what I'm saying? 300 to 100 or something like that. 30 to 10. I might make it funny. I don't know. If they lose tonight, oh my God. Boy, you know what? If they lose tonight, Legacy is smart. I give PJ Koonsnard and his crew that. Because if the team lose, somebody gonna be prone to transfer over to Legacy next year. They getting a home visit, a campus visit out of all them kids. That's what they doing. We leave you guys with that. It's that time, baby. It's time to slide down Dino's back and yabba dabba do this thing, man. Don't forget, we got info coming tomorrow about the Yates Duncanville game. The George Floyd Classic will be on Friday. Got info coming up there. I spoke with the Yates folks this morning. They've emailed me over the info, of course, including tickets online. You will be able to purchase tickets online for the Yates Duncanville game at Del Mar. Only 2,000 tickets will be able to be sold. However, one thing I like about it and respect about it, they will know they're allocating so many tickets for Duncanville. Okay. So that means when you buy your ticket, it has a button to say if you're buying for the Duncanville side or allotment, or if you're buying for the Jack Yates allotment, which is very smart. That way people, they don't get caught up in those numbers. So no matter what Yates folk do, the Duncanville fans will still have an opportunity to buy the tickets. If you're a nominal fan, you're not with Yates or Duncanville, I strongly encourage you to buy one of the Duncanville tickets. And Yates folk, don't be good hosts. Don't get slick and put that third ward stuff out there and just try to buy up all the Duncanville tickets and so they don't have people have nowhere to sit. Don't do it to them people. Don't do that. Y'all better than that. It's the George Floyd Classic. Remember that. That's right. Let's make this a good cause. Anyway, guys, appreciate it, man. See you guys on tomorrow. Thanks so much for everybody tuning in. Make sure you share the show, and we will be right back at you on tomorrow. Peace. We're about here.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop.